Welcome to this lesson on molecular formula determination. In stoichiometry, one of the most important skills is finding the true molecular formula of a compound when you know its empirical formula and molar mass. The empirical formula shows the simplest whole number ratio of atoms, but the molecular formula reveals the actual number of atoms in one molecule. Understanding this relationship is crucial for identifying unknown compounds and solving complex chemistry problems. Let's start by understanding what a molecular formula actually is. The molecular formula shows the actual number of atoms of each element present in one molecule of a compound. Unlike the empirical formula, which only gives us the simplest ratio, the molecular formula tells us the true composition of the molecule. For example, glucose has 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, and 6 oxygen atoms in each molecule. This is the real, complete picture of the compound's structure. Here's a perfect example to illustrate the difference. Consider glucose. Its empirical formula is CH2O, which represents the simplest 1:2:1 ratio of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. However, the molecular formula is C6H12O6, showing the actual composition. Notice that the molecular formula contains the same ratio of elements, but with larger numbers. This relationship between empirical and molecular formulas is the key to our calculation method. The fundamental principle you need to remember is this: the molecular formula is always a whole number multiple of the empirical formula. We call this whole number multiple n. The value of n must be greater than or equal to 1. When n equals 1, the empirical and molecular formulas are identical. When n is greater than 1, the molecular formula contains more atoms, but always in the same ratio as the empirical formula. This relationship is what makes our calculation possible. Here's the master formula that connects everything together. The molecular formula equals n times the empirical formula, where n is a positive integer. This means if you know the empirical formula and you can find the value of n, you can determine the molecular formula by simply multiplying each subscript in the empirical formula by n. The challenge is finding that value of n, which brings us to our next step. Finding n involves 3 straightforward steps. First, calculate the empirical formula mass by adding up the atomic masses of all atoms in the empirical formula. Second, divide the given molar mass of the compound by the empirical formula mass you just calculated. Third, the result of this division is your value of n. It's that simple. Let's remember that n should always be a whole number. If you get a decimal, you may need to round to the nearest integer due to experimental error in measurements. Let me state the calculation formula clearly. N equals the molar mass divided by the empirical formula mass. This is the mathematical expression you'll use in every problem. The molar mass is typically given in the problem, usually in grams per mole. The empirical formula mass is something you calculate yourself by adding the atomic masses. Once you perform this division, you have the multiplier needed to convert the empirical formula into the molecular formula. Let's work through a complete example. Given the empirical formula CH2O and a molar mass of 180 grams per mole, we need to find the molecular formula. First, calculate the empirical formula mass. Carbon is 12, hydrogen is 2 times 1 equals 2, and oxygen is 16. Adding these gives us 30 grams per mole. Now divide the molar mass by the empirical formula mass. 180 divided by 30 equals 6. So n equals 6. Finally, multiply each subscript in the empirical formula by 6 to get C6H12O6, which is glucose. This is how you determine any molecular formula from empirical data.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.